welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a review and first impressions of the new L'Oreal True Match LUMI Cushion Foundation. When I heard that L'Oreal came out with a cushion foundation, I was immediately intrigued and I was like, okay, I'm gonna need to try that. Because one of my first foundations ever was actually the L'Oreal True Match LUMI in the bottle. So I like the formula of that. Why won't I like the formula of this? It's just in a cool little sponge, and I've never tried a foundation like this before. After I picked up this foundation, I started to do a little bit of research, and I noticed that this foundation only comes with 0.51 ounces of product, whereas a normal foundation comes with a full ounce. So this is half of the amount of what is normally given to you with a foundation. It is half the amount of product that's in the bottle of the LUMI foundation, and this is also double the price, which is weird. I can get the LUMI in the bottle for about 10 bucks, and this was about $18, which is insane. This is so expensive. I feel like you're paying more for the packaging than you are for the product, but if the product is so super amazing and the concept of the cushion is so much more different than the LUMI in the bottle, then maybe it'll be worth it, but I don't know yet because I haven't given it a try. So if you guys want to see this baby in action, then please keep watching. So first things first, I'm just gonna go ahead and prime my skin because I always do that no matter what makeup I'm doing ever. I'm just gonna use the Nourishing Primer from Makeup Forever, and I'm gonna use that on my forehead and cheeks because I am very dry right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of that, nothing too much, because this foundation's already pretty luminous. And then just in my nose area, I'm gonna be using the NYX Angel Veil Primer. I just got this a couple days ago and I used it in my 100% drugstore tutorial. If you guys are curious to see that video, then I'll link it below. But I have not stopped using this since I got it. I love it. I think it's amazing. It makes the biggest difference of the longevity of my foundation. It's actually insane. Okay, so now that my face is primed, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the foundation. I picked up the shade N3.5 in my foundation that I got in the bottle a long time ago when I had it. I was shade W4, which is warm 4, and this I got neutral 3.5. There are 5 neutral shades, 5 warm shades, and 5 cool shades. I got the one that's in the middle of all of the neutral shades because I feel like that one is going to match me the most. So you just go ahead and open up the compact right here, and it comes with a sponge applicator. I personally hate applying my foundation with these right here. I think that they are disgustingly unsanitary. I have acne prone skin, I have sensitive skin, and this harvests bacteria, and it's just gonna cause a whole lot of problems. So if you guys have problem skin, then I would not recommend using this. I feel like it'll also make the compact a bit of a mess, so I'm not really into that. Then to get into the foundation, you just pop this little door open right here, and the foundation is just right inside. It's all absorbed into the sponge, so it's not going to spill out of here, which is cool. The first thing I'm gonna do is start with a brush, and this is the Sigma F80 Flat Top Kabuki. So I'm just gonna go ahead and press my brush in here. Whoa. Okay, so a lot of product gets on your brush, so don't push in too hard, okay? That's my initial thought right there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start placing this onto my skin. I think that this might be a little bit too light for me. So this color is way too light for me, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it. And I actually took way too much on my brush. Literally, my brush is so soaking wet with product because I pushed it in there a little bit too much, and way too much product got on my brush. So don't make the same mistake as I did, because now this brush is completely soiled and I can't even use it to blend out my foundation because there's just way too much product on it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out with my beauty blender. And I just got shocked when I looked at myself in the mirror because the product actually oxidized and it doesn't look like it's gonna be too light anymore, which is pretty crazy because it looked like it was about to be like at least 2 shades too light. So that's interesting. Okay, so after one light layer of that, it pretty much covered any discoloration of my skin, any redness, any darkness, which I think is cool, but I still have a little bit of other like problem flaws peeking through. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit more from what is on this brush, and I'm gonna see if I can build this up to a little bit of a fuller coverage. And I have so much product on this brush, I might as well use it. But the funny thing that I'm noticing about this foundation is when you put it on with your brush, at first it looks lighter, and then as soon as it's sitting on your skin for like 2 or 3 seconds, it does oxidize and get a bit darker. So that is very interesting. I've never had that happen to me before with the foundation. So I would say that after that second layer, it honestly didn't make any difference at all. It still looks the same as when I first put that first layer down. It just is, I want to say that it's a light to medium coverage because it's not covering all of my redness. It covered most of it, but I do have some problem areas that are a little bit more red that it's not covering. So let's see if I just kind of keep on adding product in this area. I get a lot of redness right here on my cheeks. Let's see. Blend that in. It's definitely not building up the way that I would like. I'm not able to get this to a fuller coverage. It's pretty much just a light medium coverage. I can't get it to build up to cover everything that I want, which is fine. I feel like this foundation is not a foundation that I would wear out to an event or something like that. But if I just wanted a light coverage foundation to just look a little bit more presentable when I leave the house or something like that, then I think that this would be the foundation that I would go to instead of using something that's more full coverage. So I'm just gonna go ahead and snap that back into place to make sure that it doesn't dry out. And I'm gonna go ahead and conceal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back to check in with you. Okay, so I just finished doing the rest of my makeup, and I know exactly how I feel about this foundation. I do not like it. It's acting very weird. All the products that I put on top of it are just kind of sitting on top of my skin, and they're not kind of becoming one with the foundation. It looks like I have makeup layered on my skin. It's like the foundation is like repelling any other product from sitting on top of it. I also have texture issues on my face, and sometimes the texture kind of becomes like red splotches on my skin, and I have that problem going on right around here on my face right now. I think it's because the weather is a lot drier, so my skin reacts pretty weird, and the foundation did not cover it at all. It covered it a little bit for a second, but now that I'm done doing my makeup, it's been maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, the redness is starting to peek through, and it just looks very splotchy in this area right here. The foundation is also clinging to all of the dry patches that I have on my forehead area and just like right here on my cheek. I also have found that anywhere that I set with the Laura Mercier translucent powder is looking very, very cakey, which is weird because anytime that I put that powder to set my face, it never has looked cakey ever. And I usually do use it on top of more full coverage foundations, and this one is pretty light coverage, so I'm a little bit confused as to why it is looking so cakey. When I used to use the L'Oreal True Match LUMI in the pump, I never had this problem. I don't know what is different about this formula, but so far I am just not a fan of it. I feel like I have other foundations that are light to medium coverage that do a lot more covering on redness areas, and they work better with other makeup products that I put on top of it. So I think that my first impression is gonna have to be that I am just not a fan of this foundation. And I also don't like how when I pushed my brush into the compact a little bit too hard, my brush literally got soaked with product. I wasn't expecting it to get that much product on it, but I guess duh, the sponge is filled with foundation. Why would you push your brush in so hard? I don't know why I thought that I needed to push pretty hard, but I feel like that was just such a wasted product. But even when I tried to build up the foundation on my face, it didn't give me enough coverage anyways, so whatever. Obviously, not every foundation is going to work for everyone. Maybe you are going to like it, but it just did not work for me, and these were my initial thoughts and reactions, first impressions. If you guys found this video helpful, then please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.